Hello, my name is Paige Stolbard. I'm the student member of the Board of Education for Frederick County, and I'm here today to talk with two Linganore High School students, about the redistricting and their school climate at Linganore High. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves and what grades you guys are in and what you guys do through Linganore.
I'm Jane Quackenbush, and I'm in 12th grade.
I am Dominic Bargal, and I'm also in 12th grade, and I'm also the SGA president at Linganore.
Okay. What do you do? Anything?
I'm in our marching band. I'm our Key Club president. I'm a vice president of our class council. I'm treasurer of NHS and the vice president of Math Honor Society.
That's a lot. Good for you. So, between your activities that you do through Linganore High School, how often do you interact with kids that don't go to Linganore High?
For me personally, not that often.
I'm a peer minister at a church in Walkersville, and so I get to hear a lot about what's happening at Walkersville. I'm also really good friends with a few people from Oakdale and Urbana, from like soccer and just being friends with them. So I get to hear a lot about what's happening over there as well.
Okay. Do you have any experiences you want to share about either?
Some of the stereotypes about Frederick. There's a girl that goes to my church, and she's also from Frederick, and she says that a lot of the stereotypes is like there's fights every day. But she says that it's really a nice school that people shouldn't like think bad about, and that it's a really like awesome school that people should like love and like.
Yeah. And so, as Linganore students, what do you guys think happens at Linganore that you experience that other schools wouldn't experience, good or bad, just because you're Linganore students? Because we all know that every high school experience is different. But what do you guys think that makes Linganore unique?
I would say the community around Linganore. We're a very unique community of, as we say, one tribe. And the community at Linganore is so welcoming, and you can see that through sports and community activities, such as band concerts, all of that. You can just see the community really come around people, and it's a really nice community to be in.
Do you have anything to?
Yeah, it's definitely very tight-knit, and there's a lot of different organizations, like a lot, but everyone works together. Like just last week, over the weekend, we had, usually our Key Club does an event with an elementary school where we do a cleanup, and we just included the NHS this year, and it brought a lot more people, and we do stuff like that all the time, and it's really awesome.
What is Key Club?
It's a community service and student leadership organization. So.
Okay. Is it just students from Linganore or students from all over?
It's an international organization, but our branch is just students from Linganore.
Nice, nice. So how do you guys feel that that connection, well, for you, Dominic, that connection with students from other counties or other schools, has impacted your educational career?
Well, it's really shown me that Linganore isn't that far away from other schools. When you think about how Frederick County is the biggest county in Maryland, but all the schools are relatively the same. The culture is obviously different, but a lot of the ways that kids feel about their education is almost the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I learned a lot about that too through the student voices thing we were doing,
Yeah.
And meeting people from other schools, and everyone kind of has like the same feeling and like the same general overall experience.
Yeah, because we met as Student Voices, and we were in the same group just by chance. What was your take on that? How did you like it? What did you?
I thought it was really cool, especially because I personally don't get to interact with people from other schools that often, because most of my activities are like in the school with like honor societies and stuff. So I thought it was really cool to like hear from other people and understand that like there are differences between the high schools, but like generally we all like want the same things from our high school experience.
Yeah, I would agree. What are some things that you guys think, because you've mentioned stereotypes, what are some things that you guys think you would want the community to know about Linganore?
I think a lot of times Linganore gets stereotyped as not being diverse, and I think in terms of the opinions of the students and the things they're involved in and stuff, it is very diverse. Like there are so many organizations and so many people have different interests and different things that they want to do. Like we have Art Honor Society, lots of people are involved in sports, and there's so many different types of people at Linganore, and I don't know if that like goes recognized enough.
Jane brings up a good point. You can look at the statistics, but once you actually dive into the school and sort of look at what they're doing there, it's a completely different story.
Yeah, it's interesting because people say diversity, and like I think we always think of racial diversity, and that's obviously an important thing benefits our education and just our experience in life, but there's a lot of different kinds of diversity, like diversity in the way we think and diversity in socioeconomic status and things like that don't have to do with race. So I think it's interesting that you guys bring that up because it's prominent, obviously, at Linganore.
Yeah, and Linganore has a thriving GSA with the LGBTQ, which is also really awesome.
Mhm.
So
what are some things, what are your favorite things about Linganore High School?
Well, for me, I love the sports. I play soccer and tennis. I also really like the engineering program there. We have the Project Lead the Way, and I've done all 5 classes, and it's probably been the most influential classes, I guess, I've ever taken in high school. They've helped me. Not only do they teach you engineering, but they also help you in different other classes throughout Linganore. So.
What classes do you take through that?
So the first one is the intro class, and that's called Intro to Engineering and Design. And that's where you learn the basics about how engineering works and what engineers do, and then they simulate that. The next one is Principles of Engineering, and that's all about the principles that you're going to use through engineering. Then you go into DE, which is Digital Electronics. That's about electrical engineering and sort of the electrical side of engineering. Then you go into CEA, and this is where Walkersville also has it. They have the aerospace, and we have the civil engineering track. So it's called Civil Engineering and Architecture, and that's where we learn about architecture. And then the final class, which I'm in right now, is Engineering Design and Development, and that's where we're actually creating a working prototype that is solving a problem in the world. So we have 6 teams that are all doing that.
That's cool. So how many people are on the teams?
There's 2 people on each team, so there's 24 people in total, and we're all working to solve a different problem. And ours is, have you ever torn out a paper from a notebook and it's either ripped or you have the fringes on the side?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're working on a device where you can put it into the notebook and just cut it out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
How many students are in that program at Linganore?
I would say close to 100. It's a great program. I think everyone should do it, but the academic rigor is really
Yeah.
it's a heavy set of classes.
Yeah, I would say. That's interesting.
Mhm.
I didn't know that even was a thing. So that's
Yeah.
cool. What's your favorite thing about Linganore?
I don't know, there's a couple of things because I really appreciate, outside of academics, I really appreciate the amount of leadership opportunities there are at Linganore, and no one, if you want to be a leader, there's somewhere that you can be a leader. And it's been really great because I went into high school very shy, but I've had so many opportunities to get more and more involved with leadership that I'm not anymore, and it's really great. And also academically, there's so many different high-level classes. There's the engineering program. Personally, I didn't do that, but I have been doing a lot of AP Science classes, and they're probably, the AP Science teachers are some of the best teachers at Linganore, I think, and the engineering teachers probably.
Yeah.
And I've learned so much, and you never run out of new things to learn at Linganore and new people to meet, and everyone is so friendly at all times. People, you may have never met the person before, but they're not, everyone is so welcoming.
Mm-hmm. So you said there's opportunities for leadership. How have you taken that opportunity? What have you done to become a leader?
So my first 2 years, I didn't do a whole lot. And then last year, I took on vice president with Key Club. And I took a chairperson role in SGA. And I was feeling the waters out. And I was oh, this is good. And then this year, we didn't have a lot of seniors trying to get into a lot of the leadership positions this year. So a lot of me and my friends had to take over multiple spots in multiple societies, but it's been a really awesome opportunity, and I've gotten to see the similarities between different leadership opportunities, in service, in honor societies, in student government, and also the differences between it, so it's been really awesome.
It sounds like there's something for everybody.
Yeah.
If you want to do something, there's
Yeah,
opportunities.
because you could also, marching band, people can be section leader or drum major, and that's another,
Yeah, it's interesting. So what does a typical day at Linganore look like? What normally goes on in Linganore High?
Well, we start the day at 7:30, and we head into our first period class, and then we go into second period, and then we have this section in the middle of the day called prep, where basically you can go to any teacher that you want, as long as they've called you. If you need extra help in a class, or if the teacher needs you for something, or if we're having a meeting for a club, and then lunch is after that, and then third period, and then fourth period, and then we leave at 2:15.
So how many students do you guys interact with at lunch or during prep? Prep is like a time to catch up on work, I assume, right?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
because we have it at Frederick High, it's called Connect, but it's basically the same thing.
Mhm.
But do you guys see students during those periods that you wouldn't normally see throughout the day, or do you kind of stick with everybody throughout the whole day?
I see like very different people throughout like every class, especially this year. It's just like very different groups of people, and it's weird because I'm taking like mainly like very similar classes, but it's very different people. So I see like a wide variety of different people throughout the day. And prep, I usually stay in our prep room, but when I need help, I know that I can go and use tutoring resources, or I can go and talk to like a teacher specifically. So.
And prep for me, it's before the year started, my final engineering course, he called all of us, so all of the 24 people in the actual class are in the prep class. So I'm in that class 2.5 periods out of the day if you count prep.
Mhm.
So I'm in that class a lot. So the only other time I get out of that class is with my other 2 classes. So it'd probably be better to go somewhere else for prep, just
Mhm.
to, have a diverse situation.
Yeah.
I have prep with the people that are like student leaders that don't have another teacher like putting them in, like Dom got put in with engineering, but a lot of the student leaders are in prep together, so that's a really good opportunity for us to like make plans for upcoming events and stuff because we have that time.
Mhm. So in your friend groups, for how long have you known your friends that you like talk to every day or are best friends with? Have you guys known each other since elementary school, or have they like kind of filtered in and out throughout the years of school?
I would say most of mine have filtered in and out. I've known some of my friends since elementary school, and they're great. But I've also made a lot of new friends in high school, and even senior year, I've made a lot of new
Mhm.
friends. So it's great. I love having new friends, whether they're old or new. They're all the same,
Mhm.
and they're all great.
My situation's actually kind of funny because a lot of my friends now I was friends with in elementary school, but they went to different middle schools, so I didn't see them for a long time. So the first 2 years of high school, I was closer with people from middle school, and now I've like gone back to the elementary school
Mhm.
friends, so those are my closest friends again.
Mhm. And your friends that moved out of Linganore and are back now, do they talk about their experiences moving, like changing, was it feeder patterns or just
Yeah,
changing
it's
schools?
feeder patterns.
Do they talk about it?
They don't. They talk about their school, and it's like, it's interesting that they have like very different experiences with like who their teachers were and stuff, but they don't talk about it a ton. So.
Mhm. Okay. Well, I mean, is there anything that you feel like hasn't been said about Linganore that you really want to get out there and say?
It's a great school. I mean, we're one of the top performers academically, and I feel like the stereotypes don't really encase what Linganore is true.
Mhm.
I think the main thing with Linganore is just if you want to do something, it's there, but you have to go and take it. Like if you want to be advanced in a topic, then you can do it. You have to do it yourself. If you want to be a leader, there are plenty of opportunities that you have to like grab it by the reins, and you should because it's an awesome experience. So.
It kind of sounds like self-advocacy and just like autonomy and
Yeah.
like sticking up for yourself. It's there, it's out there, but you just gotta,
Yeah.
like you said, just take it. So what are you guys' future plans since you're both graduating?
I will be going to Florida in Daytona Beach to study or to become a commercial airline pilot at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Right?
I'm going to the University of Maryland, and I'm going to be studying biology, hopefully pre-med, so,
Nice. What kind of doctor do you want to be?
a radiologist.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, thank you for watching.